some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah, hope I get away with it. Oh, doo-dah, day.
Hello, folks. I'm Dan Hollifield. Welcome to Last Man Standing. For those of you who are used to watching us on various Facebook channels, StreamYard and Facebook are having issues at the moment. So we're not going to be able to broadcast to those tonight. Weren't able to broadcast to those during Stupid O'Clock. Same problem happened last week. Until they get their custody battle straightened out, this problem will probably continue. Right now, we are being recorded on the Stupid O'Clock YouTube channel and my YouTube channel. And we'll just have to deal with that on that basis. With me tonight, we got Joe Bachman, we got Cap, and we got sunshine on a cloudy day.
There we go.
I feel that stretch, believe me. Oh, and my wife started reminding me that she has suggested that I go see a chiropractor about the pain in the whatever vertebrae are in the back of my neck right here. I'm kind of hesitant and unbelieving that it will do me any good, but if I go once and give it a try, it'll only be like $35. And I've got that much in my wallet in cash. We'll see whenever she gives me time off from the honeydew list.
I'm sure if you tell her you made an appointment, she'll give you some time off. At least she'll let you use some PTO time.
We'll see. She's already going, oh, well, it's time to rebuild the plumbing in the well house and fix the leaks under the house and start replacing the floor in the living room, hallway, and kitchen. She has no idea how much work any of that is. Plumbing, yeah, I can do all that in one day. We're going to have to totally disassemble everything in the kitchen and move it around till I can redo the flooring in there. And even then, we haven't bought anything to make it pretty yet. So, your wish is my command. Now, are you going to give me time to do it right? Or do you want it done all in one day? If she's impatient, it's not going to get done right. And I'll have to do it over, and then I'll have to do it over again, and then I'll have to do it over again. Just like the last time she wanted me to repair the living room floor, and I did it her way, and then I did it her way again, and now I'm having to do it for a third time because it wasn't done the right way. Give me a place to stand and a fulcrum and 17 boxes of nails and some sheets of plywood. I can fix the damn floor. It ain't gonna be pretty, but you know, I know how to do it. Whether you are willing to wait and suffer with not having television for 2 weeks, there's the rub. So I'll have to disassemble the living room and the kitchen, which are basically one big room, about 25 by 30. And if she'll let me do it right, it'll be right. If she wants it done in a hurry, it'll get done in a hurry. And I'll have to do it a 5th time later on. Because I didn't have time to do it right the first 3 times. I don't know. She talked about either going up to Virginia to visit her oldest girl or going out to New Mexico to visit her youngest girl and her son. And I'm going, please, let me have some working room. Stand back and light the blue touch paper, you know? I can get it done, but it's not going to be pretty until it's absolutely done. And even then, she's going to have to make up her mind what she wants for a final flooring finish. And she hates peel and stick tiles now, which are the things that go fastest. So, whatever. That's a problem with having a 60-plus-year-old house built by Housing and Urban Development out of scrap material from other actual paying jobs. Last time I worked on the floor, the subfloor is a patchwork of leftover bits and pieces from other jobs. I mean, it's obvious when you get to see why in a 20 by 20 foot space is there this 2 foot square and 1 foot by 4 foot rectangle and half a sheet of plywood and all this because that's what they had left. And it was a government job. Federal government job.
Mm-hmm.
The state would have done better.
Not by much, but yeah, they would have.
Yeah. Well, the state has inspectors. Federal go here's $100. Go away.
I, as someone who does road construction, I can tell you. Yeah, the state has inspectors. I've met quite a few of them.
I thought you were one.
Yeah, not all of us are that great.
Well, I'm not looking forward to it, but it's basically using a saw and driving lots of nails. Hey, I got trained by professionals.
Oh,
the,
that's fine.
the guy that thought Y12 was too boring. Yeah, that was one of my teachers. Uh, and the guy that taught him. Oh, Lord, yeah.
Oh, shoot. I need to approve his timesheet. See?
Uncle Glenn was a master carpenter in the 1920s. Unfortunately, during his funeral, 90% of his possessions disappeared from his house, including about 7 deer rifles, half a dozen pistols, and every carpentry tool he had ever owned.
Nice.
Well, there was a suspicious thing about one particular cousin that didn't attend the funeral. But, that's strictly gossip. Nobody could prove anything. Was a whole lot cleaner on the other side of the family when there were, 50 relatives going, hey, Granny filed paperwork on this. We got to do it her way. Believe me, different sides of the family couldn't be more different. Somewhere in North Carolina is a mansion with my name on it that I have no right to even go to, but I can visit as a tourist because it's a very distant side of that side of the family. But, my brother figured all this out doing genealogy stuff. So, I got my wife one of those DNA testing kits. She is really fired up about submitting it and finding out as much as possible about her ancestors in England, because she's been into her family's genealogy for a long time and made a exhaustive study into the easily detectable records at 1940s, 1950s, 1920s record keeping. But with the genealogy test, it might get a little bit easier for her to tie in more distant cousins and things like that. I don't know. I'm looking forward to being able to help her mail it off because that's all I can do. I shouldn't even touch the damn thing. Otherwise, it'll come back. We're cousins, which wouldn't surprise me a bit. Given she's British and some of my ancestors were Vikings, wouldn't surprise me a bit. Well, I'll just sit here and monologue while y'all stare at your screens.
I'm going through and catching up on some emails and stuff that I missed from traveling for work.
I might start to lose the sleeping fight here in a minute.
Oh, don't worry about it. Everybody else is crapped out and collected their pension, which pension. I went on the pension website today and go, okay, I can't get any traction from the people I've talked to on the phone. Let me see if I can type some stuff in here on the website and get my investments in a safer direction than they were when I was actually employed.
Yeah.
And apparently, they got me put in the absolute safest direction.
Well, that's
I'm
good.
going, well, how quick is this going to build anything up? I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. I'll have to wait until the stock market opens. Well, I'll have to wait till the stock market closes Monday and check everything again to see if there's been any gain or loss.
Mm.
Because for the last month, it's been sitting on, hey, no gain, no loss. It's just there. I'm going, this is worse than a savings account. I'm not even getting any interest off of this. So, time to start playing.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to call it a night, guys. I'm starting to fade out. So I will say good night to y'all.
Yep. You have a good
Good
night,
night,
Cap.
Cap.
All
Thank
right.
you for being here.
Yes, I'll let you later.
See
Alrighty.
ya. And then there were two.
Yes. That's okay. I hope Dawn and Donna are getting some good sleep right about now. Of course, they're probably just barely getting in bed, but.
Oh, Dawn doesn't have far to go from her computer to her bed, so.
Well, that's true. Just turn the bugger off and go lay down.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Donna has to wade through cats. Carl has to wade through cats.
Yeah.
A tidal wave of cats.
Oh, yeah, I've been going through getting all the background updates ran for Indie CD, and
Has anybody else turned in any more data you need to fix, like Monday night?
nope.
Ooh, that's tragic. It's always fun when you get to set something up and it actually works for a change.
Right. Now, if nothing else, Monday night I'll just do a, unprompted edition of The Burning is Love, and
Oh,
Hmm.
it doesn't look like you're going to be with me long either.
Well, I can fix that. That's what this is for.
Ah,
Caffeinated
no,
water.
I had some of that this afternoon, although my wife called it tea. It did taste really good. Evidently, one of the tea companies that she trusts
Mm-hmm.
makes K-cups for tea.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's going, "Oh, this is some good stuff." It's one of the major brands. It is a British brand, and it's from what I had this afternoon when I was eating my Chinese food. It's really good, but no, I don't put uh, milk or sugar in my tea anymore. Just like I don't put anything in my coffee anymore. But uh, Chinese restaurants have ruined me for adding anything to hot tea. Uh,
Now, does she like, as far as teas go, does she normally just do like the bag tea, or does she ever do like loose leaf teas, or
both. She
both?
can. Yep. Um, uh, she will do loose leaf tea in a teapot,
Mm-hmm.
and she will do bag tea for um, just hey, quick and dirty. But it's usually some of the really good brands like PG Tips or Twinings or um, there's a budget brand that we can get from uh, the grocery store that is basically oolong black tea, and it's good. I've made myself a cup or two in the past, but like I said, she's British. She puts milk in her tea. Um,
Well, I threw a link in the private chat for you. It's actually a
yeah,
place that I've ordered Trelena some tea from before.
I saw that, and I will check it out. Actually, I'll go ahead and click on the link so that I don't lose it when the show is over.
If
There
you
we go.
can, when you're back on the StreamYard screen, if you can pull up the little thing I'm sharing there.
All right, there you go. Ooh,
This is a tea set that I got for the wife a while back, and this you take off the top, put your loose leaf there, pour the water over it, and then it's a rotating uh, top, so you can just pour the tea out without the leaves coming with.
yeah. And actually, having participated in a couple of, I think there was one Japanese tea ceremony and one Chinese tea ceremony. They're similar, but there are differences.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the teas themselves are different.
Well, the nice thing with his teas, they all come with instructions for how hot you should have the water for the best flavor.
Oh, yes.
Which I actually got her. It wasn't this exact electric kettle. There was a different one he has on here too, or at least had. I don't know if he still does, but it lets you set it to whatever temperature
Yeah.
that you need.
We've got a stainless steel one that has temperature selections that are
Yeah,
precise to each different kind of tea.
yeah. This is
Something like that. Something like that. Yeah.
this is the one I got the wife, and you can just set your temperature, and it lets you know when it's done. And but he's also got for the traditional tea. He also has the tea pets that you
Oh
can,
yeah, those are cute.
because the first brew, the first cup that you pour out, you're supposed to pour out over the pets. But yeah, we've tried a few of his teas and they're actually pretty good. I think I got her one of the combo boxes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually found him on TikTok, of all places.
Oh wow. Something useful finally came out of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I found him a few years ago on there, and because he would brew up a few different, every video was a different type of loose leaf tea that he was selling, and some of the it was rather neat watching some of the like tea balls that he used. The more you brewed it, the more it kind of opened up, and you could see how it got more robust with each brewing of the uh, tea leaves. And he even on the little cards that come with it, if I remember correctly, it even says, for the best taste is going to be between brews, 4 and 7, or you know,
yeah. There was a lady that I briefly dated back in the 70s, and we would be going to all the back then they were uh, not exactly tea shops, but they were basically health food stores, and they had huge selections of all different kind of loose teas, and you just buy it by the ounce or whatever, and a lot of those turned out to be really really good. I found the different varieties of mint teas were really good for my sinuses, and there were some that were kind of, well, nowadays I call them kind of frou yuppie things, but they had a great taste to them.
mm-hmm.
And then there were the traditional things that were just really spot on. I mean, you go to a restaurant and order your mushu pork and get this same tea. Usually it was some variety of black tea, or what was one of the other ones? Uh, oh, I can't remember. Thesis would know. Uh, but and then there was the people in the SCA group that had Japanese personas that would do um, the green tea. And back in the 70s, that was weird because nobody had ever seen green tea before. But it was, the traditional thing. And they would go through the entire tea ceremony. It's an educational sort of thing. And was good. And the performance was uh, almost half of the pleasure of enjoying the tea was watching how it was done. Uh, with this whisk and this blend and water to this temperature and uh, preheat the china teapot before you drained it, put the loose tea in, and then put the boiling water in um, at whatever temperature that particular blend of tea required. Um, it was, it was very nice. I mean, um, humans have a way of making ceremonies for all kinds of different things.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like the more elaborate it is, the more we respond to it
Yeah.
and the more positively we respond to it. Don't know why that is, but it's probably something instinctual that we've inherited for umpteen, excuse me, umpteen generations. Doesn't make it any less classy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and in most cases, it makes it more so, especially when you're down here where class is something that you wait for a bill to get out of. Uh,
So
oh,
one of the teas that my mom used to like when she'd be if she was felt like she was coming down with something, Lipton used to make a amaretto tea.
oh, mm-hmm.
And sadly they don't produce that anymore, but there's still a few others that do. Um, but I remember, a few times when I was sick, she brewed up some of that, and it just add a little bit of honey to it, and it just went down so smooth and made you feel better.
Yes, yes, indeed. Um,
But also going off the class thing, one of the signs my mom used to have hanging up in her cubicle at the hospital was support bacteria. It's the only culture some people have.
in other words, some people are yogurt. Um, uh, no lie detected. Uh, oh, there was one that was just absolutely fashionable, but I can't figure out whether or not it ever had any really um, health benefits or uh, cultural references. Um, pretty much masqueraded under the name Red Zinger. And it was a bright purple red tea once it was brewed, but it had all kinds of different things in it as um, a loose leaf tea. And I enjoyed the taste. Um, it had, I don't know what all, but I know some of it was um, orange orange rind or orange zest and lemon rind or lemon zest and several different unidentifiable green leaves and some flower that was purple till you poured the boiling water on, and then the entire cup of tea was this fluorescent purplish red. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed the taste. I don't know if there was actually any health benefit to it, um, but 70s, we did a lot of stuff that wasn't healthy that tasted good. So, mm,
Well, anything that tastes good is unhealthy. All the stuff that doesn't taste good is supposed to be healthy for you, and somehow also 5 times more expensive.
that explains okra. Yes. Uh, oh, good grief. Um, Last time we did a major shop, um, we were trying to get above a certain checkout amount to take advantage of some coupons, and I tossed some breaded shrimp in the shopping cart, and for about 3 weeks, Lindsay asked me, "Do you have any plans for that shrimp?" And I'm going, "Yeah, to eat it." Uh, um, Friday night, she fixed us fish and chips with shrimp, and God, that was awesome. But it was a huge plate of food. I almost didn't need to eat today. But then we went and saw the Chinese restaurant was open. So go in, get a takeout plate each. I may not finish it until Monday, but, I've already had all I can hold right now tonight or this afternoon. And I'm still going strong on that. Tomorrow I'll eat some more, and Monday I'll eat some more. Um, it's not going to get thrown away because it's fully cooked and it's not going to go bad in the fridge. So, uh, get hungry, nuke it, eat as much as I can, put it back in the fridge.
Yep. I might have to see if the wife wants to order Chinese food tomorrow now. For
I'm
dinner.
sorry. That's my fault.
The place I was talking about earlier tonight, New Hong Kong, they do a really good shrimp fried rice.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And I normally just order. I've learned not to order the large because that'll feed a tiny nation.
Or at least a county.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get the small, which is the perfect size to dump into one of our little cups and eat that. And they load it up with so much shrimp, you get a bite of shrimp with almost every bite.
That is good fried rice when you get the shrimp, the barbecue, the chicken, the beef. Oh, there was one place that was really, really fancy. I think it's still in business after 40 years. It may still be there. I'll have to look and see. But we would go in is the combination the sci-fi group and the SCA group. We go in. We'd like to have the dinner for 10 for 28. And we let the guy that could actually speak Japanese
Mm-hmm.
and Chinese because he was, I think he grew up an army brat, so he lived in Asia for a while. Let him do the ordering, and we
Mhm.
just sit back. And it'd be like a 5 to 7 course meal. And we'd tip well, so they always were glad when we came back.
Mhm.
But we tipped well in every restaurant that we went to. Didn't matter if it was pizza or uh, Chinese or something even fancier. We always tipped well because there were so many of us. We didn't have to contribute a lot to make it worth the wait staff's time.
Yeah,
So we got
when Nick still lived up here, closer to us, we'd have the fencing practice on Friday nights, and then we'd all head over to Denny's
mm,
and be there until sometime, sometimes 3 in the morning, sometimes the sun was coming up. Uh,
yeah, I've had Waffle House
but
days like that. No, well, IHOP days, not Waffle House. Um,
and we'd pile in about 10 deep and order food, drinks, mostly water. A lot of people just ordered water because we were trying to rehydrate after fencing practice. But the the manager, like, almost always had the same manager on Friday nights. And if she had a new waitress, she would put them on our table. One, so she could get experience dealing with a large group.
hmm
Two, so she would get experience with a group of people who had certain dietary restrictions, such as Amanda with the dairy.
Yeah.
And three, we were the most easygoing group out of probably anybody.
just just bring us food. That's all. We just
Yeah.
that's all you need to put on the list. Food.
Yep. But we always tipped them well, and some of the waitresses would get pissed when they'd actually have a new waitress
Oh, because
because,
they didn't get to serve you because you tipped well.
uh huh,
Yeah.
yeah, if there wasn't a new waitress, we actually would get waitresses fighting over us to be able to serve us.
Oh, I remember one time in Atlanta where I was there with a couple of friends who were from around there, and while they were waiting on the order to be delivered to the table, they started singing the Rocky Horror Picture Show soundtrack.
Oh, Jesus.
But we tipped well.
Yeah. Well, we'd
Uh,
get through because we'd normally get there before shift change, before the midnight crew would come in. And so, whichever waitress we had, we'd cash out with them. And normally, we'd already eaten and everything else. But the manager knew that we were going to be there for at least 4 more hours, probably.
mm-hmm.
So she'd assign another waitress to us that, those of us who had cash would just automatically go, here's your tip. Just keep, you see the glass is empty, bring more liquid. Those of us who didn't carry cash normally ordered another little appetizer and then tipped.
Yeah. Yeah. There was one pizza place that the Sci-Fi Club went to. Um, one of the waitresses was a girl in one of my art classes at the university, and she would stomp somebody behind the counter to make sure she got to be our waitress. Uh, after about a year, maybe a year and a half, she showed up with this $500 leather coat in the 70s from the tips we had given her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there was always somebody at the table that was designated, okay, napkin sketches go here. He's going to keep track of them. We're making a calendar. It, and they did.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one of my best jokes was I sat there and I drew a bunch of X-wing fighters tipping over to go into the Death Star trench run, and the word balloon was, "Okay, man, keep in time with the music." Had one young lady that was a much better artist than me. She drew freehand um uh I think it's Botticelli's Birth of Venus, Venus on the half shell, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And we had this running joke about killer clams from an Arlo Guthrie song, and she just had Venus standing on the tongue of a really evil looking clam with eyes glaring. You know, the sudden demise of Venus was what her caption was. Chomp!
Now, there was one night we showed up, and they had a new waitress, so the manager assigned her to us. And we went through, we did our usual orders, and she's, taking everything down, and uh, she leaves, and we're sitting there, we're all talking, we're starting to get our D&D sheet, because we normally play D&D while we were there, and we're talking and rolling dice, and about half an hour goes by, and we start to realize didn't get our drinks. So Nick ended up going up, and he sees the manager. He's like, "Hey, it's kind of out of the ordinary, but what happened to our waitress?" He goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "We haven't gotten our drinks, haven't gotten our food, nothing." So she goes to investigate. Waitress just flat out walked out.
Or just quit right then
Yep, took her order down, walked out.
with the notepad, probably.
More than likely. So the manager ended up. She came over. She was apologizing profusely. We're like, it happens. That this is why you give them a large table of people that aren't going to flip their shit. See if they can hack the job.
Yeah, really. Baptism by fire.
hmm
Oh,
I mean, the most complicated order out of any of them would be Amanda's. Trying to make sure that there's no dairy in anything.
yeah.
The rest of us are like, yeah, I'd sit down like, yeah, give me the sampler for my meal. There's so many restaurants I do that at. Denny's is one of them because you get the cheese sticks, you get some boneless wings, you get chips and salsa, you get
Lindsay's oldest daughter spent many year being a waitress at Denny's in various states. She loved that job. She absolutely loved that job. Now she's working at chiropractor's clinic in Virginia. She takes appointments, fills out forms, things like that. And she misses Denny's. She really does, because it was so much fun for her. She got to know so many people. She had so many regular customers. She made great tips because she's a good waitress. Um, But, times change.
Yep.
People move from state to state, and not all franchises are around anymore. And Denny's is kind of vanishing now, at least down here, uh, which is a shame because I really would enjoy going to a breakfast place that wasn't Waffle House that didn't serve you mandatory pancakes with every meal. I like IHOP. It's just I ordered a steak. I didn't want pancakes with it.
Right. Yeah, that's the way it is with a few of the places around here. It's like, do you want toast or pancakes? Really don't want either one, but
Really, I'll settle for toast, thank you.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that my are creatures of habit. We tend to
Yes.
go to the same breakfast place every weekend. And for the longest time it was Tap House for both Saturday and Sunday. And now Tap House doesn't open for breakfast on Saturdays, so we had to resort to going someplace else. But
Well, we've suddenly got a whole bunch of brand new places in Athens that were not there before, and we have not even tried them out. Although one of my absolute favorite places is up at Banks Crossing. There's a Fuddruckers. And
I've heard of Fuddruckers. I've never been to one.
they have we'll give you a bun and a hamburger patty. You go over there to the salad bar, you put whatever you want on it. And if you want some soup, there's bowls and whatnot there. And make yourself at home. They also do a passable fish and chips. They also do fairly decent steaks. They do for a truck stop, they do chili that isn't truck stop chili. So and it is a major truck stop. I mean, it's like 15 acres of parking lot. So they got trucks parked everywhere, and showers and locker rooms and all kinds of things for the truck drivers, and a gift shop. Uh, I went through there and I go, "Oh wow, I've been looking for this car stereo," and I'm taking it up to the counter. Yeah, I'll take one of these and half a dozen nachos, and my wife wants this little bitty glass dragon. In the cabinet there are the breakables, and they wrap everything up really carefully. Although, why should you have to wrap nachos up carefully? I don't know, but we got home with the glass dragon intact. So,
oh, you saw the picture of the ribs I posted in the.
Oh yes, I did. That looked gorgeous. I'm sitting there, my mouth's watering. I'm going, damn, I'd put it in my teeth if I needed them to eat that.
Honestly, you probably wouldn't. Especially when they're freshly brought out. I mean, the first bone I pulled out and it just came out clean. You know,
That's one thing I love about Megan's cooking at Hallowcon. Um, I actually took my dentures one year, and dinner was served. I went and got what I wanted, and I went back to the room and took my dentures out because I didn't need them.
mm-hmm.
I could actually just the thing about dentures is the plastic keeps you from tasting anything unless it's
Yeah,
actually on your tongue because it's the only sensory organ you've got inside your mouth with those enormous sheets of plastic in there.
yeah.
So I went and took my dentures out, came back, and devoured everything. Did not have to chew. It's basically just melt in your mouth. Um, oh, she is an amazing cook. She is an absolutely amazing cook, and she's cute too. Uh, doesn't hurt.
That's the Tap House, the same place that I got the ribs from the other night. They do the prime rib dinner on Saturday nights, and it's probably one of the most tender prime ribs that I've ever had. And there was one time we were up there as me and the wife, my mom, and one of her friends, and her friend likes her meat well done, doesn't want any red in it whatsoever. And so they bring everybody's plates out. Well, they forgot to bring the steak knives over right away. And so I'm sitting there. I know mine will cut with a butter knife, and I'm thinking, okay, she's probably going to need a steak knife to cut through that well done. She took that butter knife. She's just cutting right through it like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm. We took Mom out to Longhorn Steakhouse, and most of us that didn't get something fancy
Hmm.
wound up with either the 8 ounce or the 12-ounce sirloin. I unwrap my cutlery and I go, "This is the dullest freaking knife I have ever seen. It makes a butter knife look like an axe." Um, and it it went through it like a hot knife through butter, for lack of a better thing. And my mom ate the entire steak, not a thing except part of her baked potato to put in a takeaway box to take home.
Hmm.
Um, good Lord. Um, that fed me for that meal, and about 8 hours later, when I got hungry again in the middle of the night and went to the fridge and nuked my leftovers, it was still, even after being microwaved, it was still tender.
Ooh, yeah,
Yes.
that's a good piece of meat right there.
Uh huh.
Mm.
I usually get my medium. Lindsay got hers medium. Uh, no, well done. Um,
Mm.
or no, medium well, not well done. She doesn't like anything to be uh the steak to be pink on the inside. And I'm sitting there going, I like pink. Uh,
Hmm.
and, I swear that was basically what should have been 2 days meal, but I was a glutton and I ate it all in one day. But it was separated by 6 or 8 hours.
Hmm.
Um, this Chinese, she got um, pepper chicken and broccoli and house special fried rice and noodles and something else. I forget what. And I got Mongolian beef, house special fried rice, and I asked for one egg roll. And the lady said, "Oh, you don't want drinks?" And I go, "No, no, not really. We've got stuff at home. We're taking it home." She goes, "Oh, well, I give you I give you extra egg roll for free." And that way Lindsay and I both got an egg roll. Um, uh, and like I said, she gave us like 3 days worth of food in one takeout plate.
Hmm.
Um, I ate as much as I could hold, and then Chinese food. 2 hours later, I was hungry again. I finished off my egg roll. I haven't had to go back into the Mongolian beef yet at all. Um, and Lindsay's chicken looked really good. Um, I thought maybe I should have gotten both, but
Hmm.
um, okay. Um,
Oh,
we were surprised the restaurant was actually open on Saturday at the time we got there because last week we went later in the afternoon and they had already closed. So today we go, okay, not passing this up. Let's
yep.
go.
Yeah, this is the prime rib dinner that they have over here on Saturday nights.
Mm,
Yeah, and they supposed to be a side salad. It's damn near a full meal in itself.
I know, I know. I can't get anybody to give me a children's salad at any damn restaurant.
Baked potato, prime rib, and then horseradish or creamy horseradish
Mm,
to go with it. And yeah, their taco salad on Thursdays.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, their taco salad, their large is dine in only because they don't have a big enough to go box.
Mm. Um, Lindsay and I used to go to some of the better um I don't want to call it Mexican because it's not because it's cooked by college students, but it's a college student version of Mexican, and it's awesome. But they've started closing on Sundays, so we have to make sure that we gonna make a shopping trip to that side of town on the Saturday in order to get take advantage of it.
Hmm.
But it's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. This is the same place that I used to go. Well, it's a branch of the same place that I used to go back when I was in college in the 70s. And I would walk about 5 miles to get to this place and sit there and eat and eat and eat and eat. My mother was always complaining when I got home from my classes in college. I was never hungry for supper, and I'm going, because I went to the taco stand, Mom.
Hmm.
Actually, one of my birthdays, uh, we went there. It was the middle of the week, and Mom was there too. And she's going, "Well, I understand why you like this food now. It's almost as good as mine." I'm going, "Yes, Mother."
Hmm.
Oh, I've got to run down the hallway. I will be right back. I'm
All
just
right.
going to kill the microphone and leave the camera running.
And now for an awkward silence. Oh, trying to think what I can talk about while Dan's gone. Uh, yeah, I'll do a quick shameless self promotion. Visit ndcd.org to find all of Dan's links to his music and books. And the website is right there below my name, ndcd.org. That way you can help support Dan and other great independent creators. Um, let's see, what else is there? Also visit Aphelion Webzine. It's Dan's online webzine that he's ran for over 27 years. And tons of great articles in there, or stories in there every month. So be sure to check that out too. Link to that is also on his ndcd.org page. And hopefully Dan comes back quick, because I'm running out of things to think of to say, because it's 1:07 a.m. here and my brain is trying to shut down. Knowing full well that, there's going to be a handful of people that see this. Hi, Carl. And if you like, oh, he's back.
Bingo.
Welcome back.
Yes.
I did a little plugging for you for your page on IndieCD while you were gone.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I can always use more people visiting the various pages and whatnot. Let me see here. Um,
I
do,
swear,
do,
these
do.
little gnats down here are like Hydra. I only
Yeah.
I only see one flying around at a time. I kill it, and another one appears. Almost like it's coming back for revenge for its fallen brother.
Yeah. They do that. All right. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. Um, this is the place that has no parking in the back. Thank you, Dawn. But uh, that I used to walk there from the University of Georgia campus and have a fantastic lunch there, and they got For the sports minded, they've got TV screens and whatnot now on the porch outside. It's actually got windows to keep it from being freezing cold in the wintertime. But the prices are really good. The quality of the food is really good. Yeah. Best taco stand ever. Yep. I do believe. Let me see if I can get to the menu here. That opens today at 11:15. Yeah, it's not going to give me any of that, so we'll just stop sharing that and move along.
There's a little Mexican place not far from me that I went to a few times the last couple weeks for lunch. They have a $6.95 lunch special.
Ooh.
And one of the things on that menu is 2 quesadillas with beans and rice
Mm.
for $6.95. And then plus you also get the chips and salsa that they bring out to you right away.
Yeah, yeah.
Which their salsa is one of those that has a little bit of heat to it, but not going to light you on fire. It's one of those you can actually eat before getting your drink. The only thing that's going to cause you to choke is, if one of the chips decide to attack you.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's not hot enough to cause anybody from the health department to come by.
Mm-hmm.
Or anybody from the emergency room to come by. There's a couple of places where I've gotten something that had jalapenos in it, and I go, these are habaneros. These aren't jalapenos. Somebody wheel me out of here.
So the same place I was just talking about, before it had changed names, same owners, they just changed names. They used to do dollar tacos on Mondays.
Mm.
And they were these little bitty, like, little 2-biters. Like, they weren't anything huge. I'd go in and order 10 of them and, demolish all 10. But a buddy of mine went with me one time, and he was having a little bit of a toothache that day. Well, he went to add some of the red sauce to it that they had in a squeeze bottle.
Yeah.
And he squeezed it and shot off, coated one of the tacos.
Oh my God.
He's like, I'm still going to eat it.
Yeah.
You're a braver soul than I am, but okay. He eats it and he's like, my toothache is gone. I'm like, well, yeah, you just fucking cauterized every nerve in your mouth.
Oh. Let's see. Here we go. I never even thought about looking this one up before. There we go. The Fuddruckers in Commerce, Georgia.
Ooh.
Or Banks Crossing, if you want to be absolutely precise. But ooh, oh,
I love
Lord.
that. Alcoholic beverages, beer.
Hey, it's Georgia. What else is there? What do you want? Cabernet Sauvignon. I'll have that with my fish and chips. Oh no, it's white wine with fish and chips. It's red wine with burgers. It's beer with anything.
Mhm.
Oh Lord. Good grief! What does this look like on stream? Oh, okay, that's not bad.
No.
But as a truck stop, this is deluxe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they keep scrolling sideways every time I go back to the page. Tater tots and ketchup, fish and chips. Um, oh, let me kill that page. uh, I've had too many beers to be driving to Commerce right now.
One of the other sandwiches I like from Tap House is their BLT.
Oh,
It's a half pound of bacon
a
on the
half a
sandwich.
pound.
Yes.
They make it for big guys, huh? Mm.
I was asking the owner about it the one day when I was there for lunch. I'm like, most places you get a BLT and it's, a few strips. He goes, no. He goes, when I want a BLT, he goes, I want a BLT.
Yes. You get half a pound of bacon, half a head of lettuce, and half a beefsteak tomato.
I'm just going to share the screen real quick because you're not far off.
I was just guessing, but
Yeah, you're not far off.
whoa. Okay, they skimped on the lettuce a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's only greenery.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Um,
Yeah,
what was
good
it?
chicken cordon bleu sandwich there too.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's you pull that little
That one?
screen back up there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There is a chicken patty underneath that cheese and ham.
So,
Somewhere.
I'm not moving anything to find it.
Right?
I'm just going to eat.
Then their version of a baconator. It's 2 half-pound patties, 6 strips of bacon.
You keep this up, I'm going to have to go nuke my damn Chinese food. Now, there have been a few places that I've been that no longer exist that had just absolutely excellent stuff. There was one place where I could just walk up and just barely leave the UGA campus and get to this restaurant early in the morning, and I could get different sorts of omelets that were just, I mean, seriously, I didn't have to eat anything else for the rest of the day after that breakfast. That was enough to keep me going for 12 hours. Um, fantastic stuff.
Well, this is the only bar I know that has 5 different types of fish they serve.
Your
They've got bluegill, cod, grouper, perch, and walleye.
okay. Walleye is the only thing that was told to me was that don't taste right. But that was in Tennessee.
Yeah,
So.
I've never had walleye. I've had their lake perch. I've had their cod because they actually they used to do on Thursdays when they do their tacos. They used to do a fish taco.
Yeah,
and they use the cod for that. I've had bluegill before. I haven't had their grouper though, but I've heard their grouper is really good.
yeah. I think when Dad went on a vacation with his boss and a lot of other guys from the shop, they would go out deep sea fishing and catch stuff and come back, and some of it would be cooked right then, and some of it would be iced down for everybody to take home. I had never had a red snapper before. Um, that's some really good fish. Grouper. Kind of felt sorry for it because they're supposed to get as big as a Volkswagen, and these weren't. Um, all kinds of things. Italian beef egg rolls.
If you ever come across a restaurant that has these,
I
order
will
some.
get them. I will get them. Believe me.
Yeah.
I will get a basket full to take home.
Yeah, those are phenomenal. I don't know what distributor he gets them from. And it's actually, I think there's only one of his distributors actually carry them. And there's like one other thing he orders from that distributor besides the egg rolls.
Mm.
And he was planning on dropping that distributor because he really wasn't ordering much from them. And when customers found out that meant there was going to be no more egg rolls, there was almost an uprising in the bar.
Mm-hmm. With during lockdown, one of the places that we would order traditional British food from shut down. And turns out somebody in the family said, this will not pass. And they've reopened it this year.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I can get pork pies and Cornish pasties and all kinds of things that if you don't know, it will be good to experience. Someplace where it doesn't cost you an extra $15 to get them. But all kind of things, The traditional, I think 3 different styles of traditional British sausages, different meals, all kinds of things. You can even get like a Christmas package with um, uh, meat pies and pasties and mince pies and half a dozen other things. And British bacon, which is kind of like very thinly sliced ham
Okay.
rather than our streaky bacon.
Mm-hmm.
it's better. It's better than what we get at a grocery store. But it's called Parker's, a great British institution. And if anybody's interested, they can Google that. It'll be right there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've got to send the tea house link to Lindsay. If I can figure out how. Uh, I can put it on my Facebook. Nah, not at the moment. Let's see. Do that, and okay, I can copy the address and
Yes,
Gmail it to her.
okay. I was gonna say I'm friends with Lindsay on Facebook. I can message it to her real quick if you want me to.
Oh yes, please do. That'll be quicker than I can get this done.
Yeah.
Oh, and let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and bookmark it. No, not to bills. It's got to go in cooking. I actually have a folder for cooking in my browser. Um, you can get, like I said, the sausage. You can get the British bacon. You can get black pudding,
Mm-hmm.
which is if you ignore what it is made of, it is basically just sausage patties, and it's actually really good. If you want a full English breakfast, ignore buying the overpriced imported Heinz baked beans and just go to the grocery store and get whatever your favorite baked beans are.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer Bush's myself, but I'm Southern. Um,
Hey, is there any other type other than bushes? I mean,
oh, there's all kinds. There's all kinds. Believe me.
so we ever bought in this house, and I live up in the north, so
Hey, no, Lindsay had a talk with my mom about my grocery shopping habits.
mm-hmm.
She's going, "Oh, every time he walks in a store and they've got Lux pinto beans, he buys 2 cans at least." And mom goes, "I don't know why." And I go, "Because that's the closest to what you used to make from dried pinto beans in the pressure cooker when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Get them. All I got to do is open the can and heat it. And if I'm in a hurry, I don't even have to heat it."
Yep.
Uh, I once had one guy that was really class conscious. That my second wife's dad used to live next door, and a friend of mine would go over and visit him, and he'd be sitting there with a can of pinto beans or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
not even heated up, not even put it in a pan or anything, just eating them straight out of the can cold. And this guy had the nerve to complain that, oh my God, he's damn near homeless. He's eating unheated beans out of a can. And I'm going, have you never been fishing in your life? I mean, seriously. there are hidden cultural divides
Mm-hmm.
all across the nation. If you grew up in East Tennessee, up close to the hills, you got an entirely different concept of what edible food is, especially if you're out on a little V-hull aluminum boat for 12 hours fishing, and you think a couple of slices of loaf bread, some couple of slices of bologna, some mustard, some beanie weenies, and what was the other thing? Deviled ham or deviled roast beef
Mm-hmm.
spread on a couple of slices of bread, and yeah, you get an enormous appreciation of how people's lives are so different. They have not had experiences that you took for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's like if we were to talk to Zach about something Canadian,
Yeah.
uh, what's the one um, French fries and gravy, poutine, whatever it
Oh,
is.
poutine. Yeah.
Yeah, um, a lot of us would go, "What the? I no." But then, if you were there and it was something you've had since childhood,
Mm-hmm.
it would be entirely normal. Um,
Well, another good example of that, biscuits and gravy with the British.
yes.
I've seen a couple of videos recently. There's older gentleman. I think they said he's in his late 80s, early 90s, and he's trying out a bunch of different American foods. And I don't know if it's his wife or his daughter that's making them, but she gave him biscuits and gravy. Well, she couldn't find actual biscuits, so she ended up using
Scones.
scones.
Mm.
But she did find a recipe for a Southern style sausage gravy. And
Uh-huh.
he took a bite of that, and you just see his eyes light up. Just that,
Sausage gravy with salt and pepper. Yeah.
and you just see his eyes light up. Just that look of where has this been all my life,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And another video I saw recently was British kids that were trying biscuits and gravy. And the first kid looks at it and he goes, "Well, first off, that's a scone. Secondly, that ain't gravy."
I bet that was Jolly.
It came up in my Facebook reels or Facebook videos.
Yeah. There's another one where um and I think it's a Scottish guy
Hmm.
with his either girlfriend or wife. It's from South Carolina. And he got introduced to the difference between sweet cornbread and savory cornbread. He's just sitting there going, where has this been all my life?
Hmm.
Yeah. Can't wait till somebody introduces him to pinto beans and chow chow.
Another good video, if you can find it, I they're either I want to say they're Australian, trying American spirits, whiskeys, and they basically worked their way up to Everclear.
Oh my God. I bet that video got a little bit hazy at the end.
And it was a group of, because they were all partnered up, and they were doing separate videos. So you're getting all these different reactions to the different alcohols.
Mm-hmm.
And the video I saw was actually day 2 of it, because most of them were complaining of either being hungover or their stomachs were still trying to, do flips.
And then they got to the Everclear. Oh my God. We'll see you when the coma wears off. Thank you.
Yeah.
Here's a participation trophy.
Do you? I know John loves spicy food. Do you like spicy food?
I prefer mildly spicy, but there are times when I've gone to, oh my God, my gut is on fire.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind being on fire as long as it has flavor.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing. Is, if I'm using a hot sauce or using something, I want to get the flavor of the peppers and not just, the 911 heat.
That's my thing. I want to get the flavor of the food as well as the pepper. The combination, not pepper overrides the food.
Yeah.
Dad used to Mom would want to make oyster stew, and Dad would buy an extra container of raw oysters and sit there, put them on a saltine cracker, sprinkle Tabasco sauce on it, and just cracker after cracker after cracker, oyster after oyster after oyster. And I'm going, Mom put 2 drops of that in the chili she made the other night. I could just barely finish it in a 5-gallon pot of chili.
And here he is going through the whole bottle of Tabasco.
And putting it on by the teaspoonful. Yeah.
Your dad would have liked the Diablo burger from Tap
Yeah,
House.
probably so. Probably so.
It's a half pound burger patty with chorizo on top. And not just a little bit of chorizo, it's humped about the same thickness as the damn burger patty. A 3 pepper puree sauce blend and pepper jack cheese.
I think I just spontaneously generated a I don't know whether it's a hernia or
ulcer.
Yes, thank you. I couldn't remember the word. It's one of those things that I do not want.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad would love that. Dad would love that. Somewhere in one of the old computers, that's probably been disassembled and the hard drives salvaged, is my cookbook from growing up in the Smoky Mountains. And Mom used to make something she called a killed salad or a wilted salad. So basically, she
Okay.
would fry up ham slices in a cast iron skillet and take the meat out and heat the skillet up a little hotter. And she'd put in um, all kinds of different greens, turnip green, spinach, um, mustard, um, and not, mustard greens.
Right.
Uh, yeah. And diced up um, spring onions, maybe a radish or two, and lots of stuff from the garden. Just
Mm.
anything, and throw it in there when the skillet was good and hot. The grease was still there, and just for a brief moment, let it um, wilt the
Hmm. Kind of
greens,
soak
and
up the juice of the grease and
yeah, and
get the
and
flavor of it.
and caramelize the rest of the vegetables just a hair,
Hmm.
and then take it off, let it cool, dish it out. Um, put probably some store bought Italian salad dressing over the top of it lightly, not heavy,
Hmm.
and you put that next to a bowl of pinto beans and a slab of cornbread and some butter and chow chow to put in the pinto beans. And Dan is a happy camper. It's it's like nobody get in the way of his elbows. He's eating now.
Hmm.
Make sure he doesn't turn his drink over like he usually does.
Yeah, actually, one of the things my dad turned me on to years ago, and it's a simple little sandwich. It's just some pan fried spam with a little bit of Casey Masterpiece barbecue sauce on it.
Oh yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
Slap that
Um,
between two pieces of bread, maybe a slice of American cheese, and just go to town on it.
Mom used to slice up spam or ham even and put it in the oven with um, slices of pineapple across
Yes.
and bake that until the pineapple was just a little bit browned. It didn't matter whether it was spam, ham, roast beef, I don't care.
Hmm.
That was good, really good.
Hmm.
And um, I've had Sunday dinners, not even a fancy holiday, just an average Sunday, where there was uh, pheasant, quail, chicken, squirrel, chipmunk, venison, ham, roast beef, mashed potatoes, and about 7 different kinds of veggies, and cornbread or biscuits, your choice. And I mean, the table was groaning more than we were by the time we finished lightening the table.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's like I read descriptions of uh, British royalties having feasts, and I'm going, I've had better than that.
Yep.
And it's all just poor people food, you Um, oh Lord,
Yeah, but
fresh caught,
sometimes that's the best food.
yeah, fresh caught fish. I mean, It was squirming an hour ago.
Hmm.
Good grief. The chicken was running around without its head 2 hours ago. Uh,
Oh, one of my buddies, he goes out and fishes. He doesn't. He normally doesn't. He does mostly catch and release.
yeah,
Very rarely. Every once in a while, when he's actually in the mood to go through and clean a fish and you know actually want to clean it and cook it and everything else, he'll take one or two home with him.
yeah, yeah.
But
Because it's not difficult work, but it's exacting.
right, and he was out salmon fishing in one of the rivers here, uh, right behind a nursing home, and he's out there. He's catching, and salmon is what he'll normally take home with him. He'll take one or two home, but he was mostly just doing catch and release, and uh, the cook from the nursing home had seen him out there fishing on the banks and stuff, and he asked him, he's like, "Well, how many do you normally catch when you're out here?" He goes, "I don't know, like short time I'm out here, I'll catch 10, 12, 15 of them sometimes. Why?" He goes, "How about I give you $100? You bring me what you catch." Okay.
Hey,
So he caught about 15 of them, took them up. All the residents got a nice meal that night.
okay, yeah,
And the chef told him, anytime you're out there fishing, if you're up to it, catch them, bring them up. I'll clean them and cook them for the residents. Okay.
that is a good deed right there
Yep.
for a fisherman. Yeah, I'm providing food for the honored elders.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm just out here catching and releasing anyway, so I'll catch what I can, and while I'm out here, I'll just bring them up to you. And you figure most of them, one salmon is gonna feed about 4 of them, probably at least.
yeah, yeah. Oh, there was one time when Dad went on one of those Florida vacations with his boss. They went out deep sea fishing, and he came back. They were like, um, I don't know what size coolers it was. It amounted to like 3 bushel baskets full of fish on ice. Yeah, and that was just his share.
Oh,
Yeah. There's like 15 people fishing on this boat, and they each brought home like 3 bushel baskets full of fish.
that wasn't a boat. That was a damn yacht to be able to fit that many fish on there with the passengers.
Um, they made parts for jet airplanes for the Air Force. So yeah, it was probably a yacht.
Yeah.
Um, Queen Mary would have been a dinghy for that thing.
Yeah. The Queen Mary was the tugboat to get it out there. Uh,
Oh, I had guys at work. They would regularly take vacations to the Gulf of Mexico and go on fishing boats, and they'd they'd be sitting out there, beer in one hand, fishing pole in the other. Fishing pole was strapped down so they didn't lose track of it. Um, and basically, it wasn't a successful trip until they had to rescue somebody that almost fell over because they couldn't stagger well enough to make their way to the boat. Um, oh my God. Uh, I don't know if I could say that. Um, it's not the green room. Um, Evidently, a time or two they had some of the captain's female friends along, and they had one girl strapped into one of those barber chair fishing stations, and her clothing was not secured correctly,
Oh no.
and she's reeling in the fish, a big fish, and don't look, Ethel, but needless to say, they tried to hire back on with that captain every damn time after that. I didn't ever go on one of these trips. I just heard stories about it when they got back. But I'm going, captain's friends, right? Okay.
Friends.
I got the feeling there's some benefits going in there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
This was a complex equation.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even want to think about the geometry. you you get 30 rednecks on a boat with some pretty girls
Mm-hmm.
who are not adequately dressed. Uh, there's something going on there their wives do not want to know about, or they don't want their wives to know about if they want to keep their wives.
Right.
Um,
This 2 hours has gone by quick. We're down to the last 8 minutes.
yeah, I know. Well, when it was just the three of us, I was going, oh, how are we going to fill up 2 hours now? Um, I'm boring. You're interesting. Cap is interesting. Um, there's no way. Usually we need Dawn or Donna to keep the conversation flowing in various directions. But I think we've accomplished various directions tonight.
We have.
So
I'm,
I'm just
I'm
gonna.
starting. I'm starting to realize that it's not just my show that ends up being talk. Food talk. It seems like every show I end up on ends up being.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Um, we're not only thirsty, we're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're growing boys. You gotta have some passing of the ritual recipes back and forth. Um I mean, good grief, some people never heard of pinto beans and chow chow. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going, where did you grow up? New York City. Uh, oh, Lord. Yeah, I remember those commercials real well. Kid Rope. Uh,
The, those commercials, along with the Budweiser frogs, will never, will live forever in my memories.
you'll wind up in a nursing home somewhere going, Bud, why, sir? Uh, uh, Whereas I'll be thinking of some girl's earrings, and I can't remember the girl or what I did with her, but I remember the damn earrings and probably the smell of her perfume. Um, and all apologies to my wife. Um, this is the way human memory works. You once you get beyond the ability to index
Mm-hmm.
what you remember, and it's just random access. You don't know what's gonna pop up in your head.
Oh, there's so many different pieces of jewelry my wife has that she'll wear on occasion. I'll look at it and go, "Oh, that's a nice necklace. When did you get that?" She's like, "You bought that for me like 15 years ago." Oh,
well,
okay, I had good taste.
yeah, really. No wonder it looks good.
Yeah.
You're wearing it. Good recovery line. Remember that. It'll come in handy later. There'll be a quiz. I promise you.
Yeah,
All right, folks. We got like 5 minutes left. We're not even going to push it to the limit. Uncle Carl's going to think that we had a stroke or something if we go on ahead to the full hour. No, he'll wake up in the morning and go, hour 56? What's wrong with them?
right?
It's better than 5 hours 56, Carl.
This is true.
All right. And Joe, I want to thank you. I want to thank Cap for being here. I want to thank everybody that was there in Stupid O'Clock. Sorry, Joe Dog didn't show up, but he's probably resting, or in worst case scenario, his wife Donna is not feeling well,
Mm-hmm.
and he's looking after her. And that is excuse me, shut up, quit burping. That is a worst case scenario. Hopefully everything will be a whole lot more copacetic when we are finally all able to get together and do this without cameras or recordings, and it'll be like a 4-day green room.
Mm-hmm.
That will be really, really fun. So I'm going to say goodnight and thank you, Joe, again. And
as always, thank you for having me on.
Well, and give Trey a big hug. And
I'll do that in the morning. I ain't waking the sleeping bear this late at night.
I can probably get away with crawling into bed and holding Lindsay's hand if the dog doesn't object. That's it. I ain't waking her up either. She's got to go to church in the morning. She spent like 6 hours this evening primping to get ready to wake up to go to church. I'm going, this is why I don't go to church, honey. Can't remember how to tie a tie anymore. And I'm doing good to be able to put on a shirt and go to the 7-Eleven. And on that note,
good night, folks.
Good night, everybody.
Transmission overload.
System will shut down. System will shut down. System will shut down. System will shut down.